This is the first of three big economic indicators ahead of the election. Doug Flynn is here with us from Flynn Zito Capital Management. So glad that you're here. Always great to see you. I know you've got your finger on the pulse here of finances. So what do these new numbers say about the state of the economy? What's the real story here?
Yeah, the real story is that we do have solid growth, and that's measured by the GDP. A lot of that has to do on the backs of the consumer. The consumer is still doing better than expected and really well. And actually, what I like to do is I like to look a little bit deeper, and there's some interesting points within this. And one of them is business investment in equipment, which is like AI purchases and whatnot, was up over 11% year over year. That's part of that 2.8 number, but 11% is a huge number. On the flip side, however, if we strip away government spending, the GDP number would be more like 2.0%. So, businesses and people are doing well. The government's adding a bit to that, so the numbers get a little skewed. That's why I don't think any one number you can really tie into, but it does give you a good indication that things are doing well.
As we take a look down the road, as you mentioned, the Federal Reserve is getting ready for its next meeting. So what do you think? Can we expect another rate cut here?
Yeah, they'll meet 2 days after the election, so we won't have, all this information goes into their decision. But the markets are saying there's a 97% chance we're going to get a 1/4 point cut, and then actually a 75% chance we're going to get another one in December. So it is very likely that you could be down about 0.5% in interest rates by the end of the year. And I think that's a very reasonable pace that we're expecting, and they probably will do, unless something really happens one way or the other with the economy. It gets stronger than we thought, or it gets much weaker than we thought. That's the pace they're probably on, and so it's a very high likelihood that you're going to have that.
And I wonder what you think about what we're going to see tomorrow, because we get that data on inflation and jobless claims. And Friday, of course, is the jobs report for October. So based on the new data today, what do you expect to see?
Yeah, I think the numbers are going to be really, really good on inflation. I think they're going to be very close to the Fed's 2% target, at least with the measure that they use. That's called the Personal Consumptions Expenditures Index, which is PCE when you look at it. We always look at the CPI. That's the number that's thrown around. But the PCE number is the number that the Fed looks at, and that's getting to their target of 2%. So those numbers are going to be really, really good. And that's going to tie right into, of course, the last number before the election. The jobless numbers and the jobs report, it could signal a little bit of weakness depending on how things go. Some of that is going to have to do with the displacement from the hurricanes, although it's just a very early part of that. So overall, I think pretty good numbers leading into here. I don't think any one of these data points are going to change the election per se, but they're certainly showing that the U.S. is in a really good place, no matter who the president is.
Well, a lot of people paying very close attention to all of this, of course, and I know you are one of them. Doug Flynn, we want to thank you very much for being here today. Appreciate it. We'll see you soon.